1 second, sir. 1 second, sir.
Is there another device?
No, nothing in my room, sir.
Okay.
I'm the only person, sir. I hope it's okay now, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, very good afternoon and a warm welcome to today's webinar. The subject topic which we are today getting it done in spite of many activities which are happening around is basically to have a turnaround in the mood, turnaround in the focus, and making sure that each one of us is very positively focused and approached to ensure that we collectively fight the negativity around. The topic for today happens to be emphatic and pedagogical approaches for the new normal. And we at AICT take a lot of regards and pleasure in welcoming Dr. Pratima Khandelwal, ma'am.
Thank you,
Pratima
Venkat.
Khandelwal, ma'am, a warm welcome to you.
Thank you so much.
Also, we are blessed and honored that we have our Honorable Chairman AICT today, Professor Anil Sahasrabudhe, sir. It's an absolutely honor that, sir, you have joined us. A very warm welcome and a good afternoon to you, sir. The complete thing which we are carrying out today has been spread across as an activity to all AICT approved institutes to include faculty members and the students. As we keep speaking, the numbers will keep increasing, but because we always follow a concept that whatever the time has been given, the time has to be followed. So we will go ahead exactly as per schedule. And on behalf of AICT, I welcome each and every attendee and participant also who have joined us today in this activity. And without wasting any further time, I would now hand over the platform to our Honorable Chairman, Professor Anil Sahasrabudhe. Professor Anil Sahasrabudhe, sir.
Thank you, Colonel Venkat and Dr. Pratima Khandelwal, who has kindly accepted to be amidst us to talk about empathetic as well as techno-pedagogical approaches for the new normal. I think there is a problem with connectivity at Dr. Pratima's end. Continuously, the video is coming and going, but anyway, hopefully, if it works fine, otherwise she could keep the video off and can speak. I have another meeting after, in fact, it was also scheduled at 3. So I have requested to take 15 minutes off, and I would be joining that meeting with the Niti Aayog about 15 minutes later. So I have these 10-15 minutes in my hand. And about this topic, which Dr. Pratima Khandelwal in greater detail will speak, I would like to start with the crisis which emerged about COVID-19, which was end of December, that is 2019, that the early signs of COVID crisis began. They began in Wuhan in China, and then subsequently it went on to Italy and many other countries, and gradually by month of January it landed up in India as well. And from March, severe crisis began, and therefore whether it is lockdowns, whether the universities and colleges being completely closed, and the entire education being continued in an online mode began. And that is where the new words came in, whether it is social distancing, whether it is masking, whether it is use of sanitizers, whether it is ventilators. These words were not in our vocabulary, and suddenly these became, order of the day. And the other interesting word which also came around the same time is new normal. That means the life as usual is not going to come at all, and something drastically different is going to happen, not only during pandemic, but beyond pandemic. And that is why it is often called as a new normal. Our normal life of going to the school, college, office, mixing with people is probably going to be there or not, is a question mark which has been coming in the minds of people. And at least as far as educational institutions are concerned, they were all completely closed and online education started. Another interestingly, what we say non-online is being called as offline. I have my own difficulties in comprehending this word offline. In fact, when we are together live, face-to-face, in physical space, in real space, in a classroom where teacher and student are together, how can that be called offline? In fact, that is online. And the one which in a virtual mode we are meeting with each other should have been virtual, and the other one physical or real. But the words somehow being popular nowadays are online, or non-online is called offline. It is indeed not offline, it is actually physical, it is actually real, it is actually live, it is actually face-to-face. But anyway, the order of the day is a new normal has emerged, and we are all learning through online mechanisms, whether it is MOOCs, whether it is YouTube, whether it is all variety of LMS systems which have come into place. And future looks like, even after the pandemic is over, by the way, second wave has already started and it is much more vigorous, dangerous, and that's why probably the online education will continue for quite some time. But even after everything is taken care of, all people are vaccinated and it dies down, there would be, as everyone says, a new normal, which would be blended education, education where there will be part of the education in the what we call face-to-face mode, and part of that would be in the online mode. This is because earlier we were hardly using online or internet for education purposes, other than very few courses here and there. But having seen the strength of the internet capability of that, the reach of that, and although we always call about divide in the society in terms of educated, uneducated, people also talked about digital divide for quite some time. But I think if there is something which will actually bridge digital divide, it is the use of technology. And that is because it is at an affordable cost. Unlike the physical spaces of education where the fee is very high, students have to go and stay in a city from a village, from a tribal area. Naturally, there is an expenditure on the hostel expenses, the expenses on the food, which otherwise at homes you are already taken care of with the family members. Your food is natural, automatically it is being fed there. Living is also fine, and therefore, if there is an internet connectivity which is lacking today in some parts of the country, but the Bharat net which is being spread is going to have exhaustive networking all across the country, then there won't be any digital divide in terms of the reach is concerned. But still, there will be some issues, that of the use of devices. Maybe like scholarships are given, students who cannot afford devices, maybe a smartphone, maybe a laptop, maybe an iPad, maybe a PC, or maybe of a much lower cost, but something which is functional if it is provided to the students. I know many states, they give laptop to the students, especially women candidates. There are states which give a bicycle to the girl students. I think there are already social schemes where engagement of getting education for those who are deprived is already happening. And there are students of OBC, SC, ST are given full scholarship for their education. So compared to that, giving of a device, maybe a smartphone, which costs around 15, 20,000, or a laptop, which is a low-end one, which also costs around 20, 25,000, it should not be a matter of concern. And therefore, given the access of internet, I think digital divide will be taken care of. And that's where I think we must come back to how the two words are to be linked together. One is empathy factor. Empathy is very, very important, because it's not just the education, but because we are all closeted, many students have got psychological problems. Many faculty are facing it, by staying at home continuously and only coming in front of the screen and talking. Even faculty members are facing difficulties, principals are facing difficulties, employees are facing difficulties. The entire ecosystem has got changed. In the new normal, I think a very strong component of how do we take care of the problems that are going to arise in terms of psychological well-being of the individuals. And this is also where techno-pedagogical aspects will come in. How do we talk to these people online and then try to convince them that this will also be a phase which will go. This will not be permanent. And that's how we can motivate and inspire people to do well. This is one part of the story. The other part, I would like to now reflect upon few of the initiatives which AICT started long ago, before the pandemic, before all this online business started, but which is continued even during the pandemic. Those factors are also related with both these factors. Number one, as far as AICT is concerned, one side we had curriculum revision, and therefore all new emerging technologies like AI, machine learning, deep learning, robotics, 3D printing, blockchain added to the curricula, but faculty needed to be trained, and we started under Atal Academies training of faculty members so that they are capable to handle these classes in emerging areas. But during the pandemic, we continued through the online mechanism. Atal Academy is the most successful. We have created already a world record of training 1.5 lakh faculty members through about 1,000 such faculty development programs of 5 days duration. So that is the use of technology. Techno-pedagogical aspects are tested, experimented, and are being shown to be very, very successful. I am saying it is successful because my observation has been, even in a face-to-face, live, physical, real mode of classroom teaching, if a student is not interested and if the lectures are not interesting, a backbencher will start looking at the mobile, WhatsApp, and something else. And also sometimes I know in the classrooms, aeroplanes fly on the faculty members. This is not uncommon. On the other hand, if the class is interesting, students are gravitated. Maybe whether there is an attendance rule of 75% or no rule, students will come like a magnet being attracting to the iron filings. Students get attracted, or it is like honeybees going to the nectar to get that knowledge, which is like nectar, and that is what happens. So in an online, if the teacher is quite capable of handling online classes, is creating interesting examples, the online classes are as effective, as important to the student as they were in the live classroom. So an interested person is required. So that means the other side has to get engaged. That engagement is important, whether be it in the classroom in a physical space or in an online space. It is the importance of how we deal with a particular situation, how we answer the queries of the students, how we satisfy the thirst for knowledge of the student is all very, very important. And that is where techno-pedagogical aspects come in. In between, how do you ask some question and keep them awake? Otherwise, one-way traffic will always create sleepiness in the minds of students, and then we will not be getting into the real teaching learning process. So this is one side, and therefore we have continued and we have been successful conducting the quizzes and all that. We also had a student induction program of 3 weeks duration and universal human values, which are so significant in the new world, in the new pandemic, post-pandemic world. It was always important. Values and ethics and morals and integrity has been always important. Now it has become more important. Along with that, that part which is empathy, understanding the other person, relating with the other individual, another human being, the difficulties that other person is facing. Like Mahatma Gandhi ji used to always say that you step into the shoes of the other person before taking any decision. If you are taking that decision, you should be aware what the other person will feel if that decision was taken by the other person on me. And that is the spirit of that empathy factor. And this can also be brought in beautifully through the use of technology and pedagogy. So that's why our universal human values, student induction program, teachers being trained, all of these are 1 week programs, 40,000 trained here in the universal human values, 1.5 lakh in the other part, which is Atal Academies and the emerging technology areas. We are all aware of the student induction program, which has 9 modules, and some of these are very, very important. As I said, the bridging of gap is also important. There are students who come from English medium, from Kannada, Telugu medium, students coming from poor background, rich background, students coming from tribal village areas, students coming from metro cities and all. How do we integrate them? How do you make them collaborative? How do you make them realize that each one has some strengths and each one has some weaknesses, and how we can overcome the weaknesses of each other by helping each other, by collaborating with each other, by showing empathy. I think that is very, very significant and important. And one of the modules in this is meditation. You know, meditation will take us from the body level to the mind to the soul level, and then we understand that the other human being is also equally divine as much as me. Everyone has God inside, and once we realize that, our ethos will continue to change, and the 3 weeks will become foundation for the future. Indian knowledge systems, which is so significant, the division of that is established. Innovation, that is also part of this. Lot of art, craft, design, music, dance, all of this is also important for the holistic development of an individual, and that is also part of this. So along with that, maybe there is a gap in maths or physics, which a student has learned in the 11th, 12th, that also needs to be bridged. So I think ultimately the new education policy, which talks about lifting the entire human beings in terms of realizing the potential that the human have, I think they are unlimited. We often used to say sky is the limit. I'm using the word sky is no more the limit. Now we have gone to Mars, we have gone to many other planets, and we are also trying to go to a very hot sun also in the near future, developing some of the materials which are going to be there. I think this whole approach of using technology is going to be part of the life, but face-to-face is required. We have to play, we have to make drama, music, dance, for which face-to-face live activities are necessary. So once the pandemic is over, we will come back to the old normal with a new normal. I think a mix of that, and that's what we have been calling it as a blended mode of learning. I think the blend is going to come. I think my time is getting over, 3:14. I have to go to the other meeting by, in fact, 3 o'clock. I have postponed it to 3:15.
No, yeah.
So this is the last half a minute. Dr. Pratima, you take over from where I have left and infuse that enthusiasm, that liveliness. Thereby, I think we will be able to do pretty well, even in the crisis times like a second wave, even third wave comes. Let us face it confident.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you very much. Namaskar.
Very, very well said, sir. Very beautifully you have put on very important aspects. And I assure you, sir, I will try to draw maximum points what you have already have narrated and take and instill the enthusiasm what you expect. Wonderful. Thanks so much for your words of wisdom, truly.
Chairman, sir, thanks a lot. It was absolutely a wonderful talk given by our Honorable Chairman, Professor Anil Saswada, sir, and we do accept your commitments. We do appreciate that in spite of your back-to-back activities, you have agreed to come here, sir. Thanks a lot on behalf of each and every panelist and participant who has joined in today, sir. It was an absolute honor listening to the chairman, sir.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Really.
thank you very much, Colonel Venkat. Take over. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thanks
Thank
a
you,
lot, sir. And ladies and gentlemen, now amongst our midst, we have Dr. Pratima Khandelwal, ma'am, an absolute brilliant academician and a brilliant teacher who herself happens to have understood the concept of pedagogical aspects and that too for higher education. So we have Pratima Khandelwal, ma'am, on behalf of everybody, we do welcome you. And I also need to be telling you that as we continued our down the activity in the last 15 minutes, we have touched 945 participants already with a maximum of 1,000. So you can very well understand the amount of enthusiasm which has already been generated.
Great.
To your talk. I would not be taking any further time. We would now like to listen to Dr. Mrs. Pratima Khandelwal, ma'am. Ma'am, over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Colonel Venkat, sir. Very nice of you and for the opportunity also. So I really taking further the expectations of Chairman, sir, and what exactly Colonel Venkat also told. Let's all the faculty members, my namaste to all of you in terms of you principals, deans, directors, all the teachers and students community of AICT approved institutions. Let's collaborate, talk about something on empathy. So empathetic word has come from empathy and technology-based techno-pedagogical approaches for the new normal. For all the capacities, I'll try my best that I take something first on technology first because we are very comfortable with that, followed by empathy. But you can understand what exactly Sir was also mentioning that empathy is really important. That's the reason it is showing first in terms of the title. And I really welcome all of you. I have been a teacher for 17 years, handled into various capacities. And the last one was professor and head, beyond control of examinations. And I really felt in these 17 years, there was a lot to learn. When I say a lot to learn, I really mean in terms of what exactly is required and what it is delivered. So it has been learning. And from last 4 to 5 years, I have been working into pedagogical area. We are trying to enhance the capacities of teachers to teach, to deliberate, to fill enthusiasm, and to take the teaching to the next level, how technology is progressing, or how Industry 4.0 is defining. Very similarly, it is also important to have students community with us as team. So this has been my focus from last 4 years, and lots of learning, lots of sharing. And today I'll try to draw all those points, important ones on techno and empathy. What is important in our classrooms? That exactly will be my take. So with these words, I draw your attention on how exactly is this 1.5 hours we are being associated, we'll try to do. So the number one, I wish the learning outcome after the end of the session is that you all are well convinced that teachers and students are the key resources. And I'm sure you agree. This is the easy one for me to share. Number two, which we will talk as we move ahead, is what exactly is VUCA world and how it is impacting and affecting us. I'm sure you also know VUCA, V for volatility, U for uncertainty, C for complexity, and A for ambiguity. So we are in a world which is volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. None of us could know that April first week, by even end of April first week, that this second wave will be in this magnitude. None of us, perhaps really none of us. And please see that one change has brought the country into very different dynamics. That exactly is the uncertainty and ambiguity around us. The third, which I'll try to talk, is about the teaching learning process, which is to be in alignment, as you can say, in alignment with the changing times. The next is in terms of what exactly are the pedagogical approaches which define the learning outcomes. The next one, which I will try, value-based empathy and technology approaches can significantly foster learning. And if young members and students are present, let me really reiterate it. Learning is part of learner's responsibility. When we add empathy, which is even better with value addition or value-based, it becomes great for technology aspect. And towards the end, we'll talk about what just Chairman Sir was talking minutes before on collaboration and upskilling. I'll add that component for the new skills in new normal. So I'm sure you will agree that with these 6 points which are in front of you, most of us are well, at least if not conversant, we are knowing something about it. So let's draw all these points together and talk about an aspect of this session, which is exclusively designed for all the teachers and students also of engineering diploma institutions. So as we move, may I please request you to have a paper and pen, and as I say, I also am carrying, please ask questions as and when on text, or if you wish, please unmute and ask. And after that, please do mute. I'm sure you understand. Colonel Venkat was just mentioning, if numbers are high, disturbance may come. And I'm sure we all agree to that. But your participation is the success of this event, or for any event for that matter. I'm sure the teachers will also agree that when it comes to teaching, a class without a question is not a class, in which it becomes a monologue. So kindly let me know if at all I sound boring to you, or I am not adding value to your time. You please take the lead in letting me know. Your feedback is important because you are important. And as I say, let me please draw some baselines. That's one of my inputs. I often draw the baseline so that to know what is exactly we understanding and you drawing some points. So please permit me to say that teachers are very important. Now, when I say very important, it's written in the bracket. The reason is that it may happen that some of us may feel that we are important, but to me, every teacher is very important. Number one, the reason being, each teacher is taking care of 40 to 60 or sometimes 150 students at a time. At a time. That's absolutely a huge number. So if a teacher is well motivated, if a teacher is getting ready to teach and to deliver, to bring energies out, the law of physics, which comes out that what you feel positive, you spread positivity. If you are sullen and sad, we transfer that same to the students. Or exactly can happen from students to teachers, but one student can transfer to one teacher, but one teacher can transfer to many, many students. So my dear teachers, may I please again repeat that teachers are very important. Kindly agree to this. You know why? Why are we important? Because we are the facilitators of information. What is that information? What is that information? It is syllabus. Yes, it's written in bracket in front of you. And these we can transform students. My God, the word is very big. Where we teach students these days, we facilitate them. And by our personalities, by our inputs, by our energy of positivity and enthusiasm, we can transform students. But it's not sufficient. We teachers need to be healthy, very important, healthy. If any of you can write what is health to you in the chat, it will be great. Either if you are watching us on YouTube or in this platform, Cisco WebEx, it will be great. Please write, what is health to you? Is it only physical health, a good body in terms of physique, good sleep, good food, nutrition? My core area is food technology. So that is coming by default. So yes, food is very important, especially nutritive food. But health is much beyond these three components. Absolutely. As I can see, spirit, very good question is coming. The inputs are coming. Good technology, fitness, mental health. Wow, wonderful. Many of you are texting beautifully. Keep having the enthusiasm. So as many of you wrote, mental health, as I just see Mr. Sandeep Kumar writing beautifully on mental health. It's all about thinking here. Please see me on the video and I'm trying to display what we think here exactly is our, in fact, body also becomes because our thoughts navigate our actions through our feelings. So thinking right is important. It doesn't mean always we can be positive. It's so natural being human to be having those phases of time. Perfectly fine. The challenge is that how much we can feel positive, how much we can take care of the situation around us. Expecting perfectness in environment or situation is not at all fine, is not possible actually. Like right now. Yes, wonderful answers. Great. It is so many of you are answering that it is just coming to me for not even a second on my screen. That's really great. Thumbs up for all of you for this energy. That's the way we need to spread. Absolutely, you are demonstrating it. So this is what, when we think positive, we have a capacity to even transform by our thoughts and energy. These teachers, we need to be healthy mentally, physically, socially, psychologically, spiritually, all, absolutely. The second aspect is on harmony. If at all we are in harmony with ourselves, a biologist in me is telling to be in homeostasis, that is for balancing. But that harmony is within me. Am I also in harmony with my family members or with my team of students and teachers in staff room or with my institution where I work? That's also very important. If I feel sullen, I cannot collaborate or cooperate or even, I'm sure you agree, collaborate. So it's important to be in harmony. And the third H is in front of you, to be happy, to be happy. And that sums up all. I'm not saying happiness only of achievement. I'm saying happiness in the, again, mental state, how you feel. Let's not wait for happiness. Let's draw small things and be happy. So this is important. A small sun star to tell you teachers are important. And you will see, listen from me this repeatedly. In fact, in all my sessions, or when I'm contributing completely with teachers, this is the line. That defines us because we are not like a person in industry where we are working with machines or systems. We're working with subjects which are our children, our students. Yes. What about our students? Yes, they're also equally important. Why? Because they are the second important stakeholders. Sometimes they are the first important stakeholders for the institution, how important they are. So these students or learners need to be engaged in learning. Please note, I have not mentioned they need to be earning marks or getting marks. In fact, we never get marks. We always earn marks. If we are getting marks, it's something like that, you are getting someday, I got a pencil, I can say. My daughter gave me the pencil. It's getting. But when I earn myself, marks or degrees are earned, we don't get. I have earned my PhD from GB Pant University of Agriculture and Technology. So, in fact, the country's first agriculture university. So it is earning. Exactly it happens here, it's written earning and learning. So even if whichever program, a certificate or diploma or a degree or BE, whatever we say, Our students also need to grow. They need to lead, they need to be made ready for life, not only for a job. The three-letter word job is not at all complete, or even the six-letter word career, but they need to be ready for life. And again, the letters on the maroon color, be happy. And I'm sure you are able to understand this aspect. Any question is there, you can unmute, because if lots of chat are there, we may have to scan the chat and then answer your question. Feel free. You can even ask, please. Great. On YouTube, there is a mechanism. I will get the questions, but here also on WebEx, you can please ask by unmuting. Okay, moving ahead. Do you know, when I mentioned on it being important for teachers or students, for all of us, this is, even if we are teachers or students in family, it's important for us to do self-talking. Now, when I say self-talking, I'm not meaning that Pratima takes a mirror and talks to her. Hi, Pratima, how are you? No, not that. Yes, it sounds so funny. Not that. Can I sit in meditation? Just now, Chairman Sir was mentioning of this word. Can I sit on my own? Not even my internal thoughts disturbing me. Or when they come, I just calm them down. It will not happen immediately. We need to have a patience in these aspects. So I take that, I talk to myself, ask, do I really know myself? Let me know my strengths, my challenges, my weaknesses. And very important is the second word, which I show with the pointer, like. Please like. Don't chase like outside, this, maybe on Facebook or Insta or Twitter. First like yourself, ourselves. I must like myself. I must value myself, irrespective of my physical looks, which already have inherited. What is in my hand is to add value to that, add value to my intellect, add value to my knowledge, add value to my inputs. So please see the three important words: know, like, value. Whom? Ourselves. So each of us are responsible for this, to like ourselves, to value, and to know. If at all we are doing these three, and by the way, they are continuous for teachers, for students, for family, for professionals, you name it. As the Chetana, what we say, comes, let's start knowing, talking, and value. It's important. So can you see this image? I'm sad, but when I look at myself internally, can I see happiness? So this happiness will bring what? This happiness will bring this mood change. So that is a segment of self-awareness required for us. Let's not ask others, how am I looking? Sometimes a person will say, hey, you're not looking good. This sari color is not suiting, and I become dull. Or somebody overly, what I should say, appreciates, and I become, wow, nice. No, let me know. Let me be aware of myself. That's very important. And the third figure, I'm sure you're able to see, whatever we are, let's see a winner, a king size image for ourselves. That image will make us do action. We can't, I'm not saying to be, see, like this, sit and daydream. Not at all, not at all. Dreaming is important. Enacting the dream is more important. Please remember Abdul Kalamji whenever this thought comes. So please, let's dream for actions. So look yourself as big. That's important. And these days, certainly take care of ourselves. And as I'm saying you, it's raining in Bangalore, especially near my home. That's the beauty. See the diversity in this country. Somewhere it is so hot, somewhere it is breezing, somewhere it is raining, somewhere we are still on sweaters. That's our nation. Let's be feeling happy and proud about it. We have challenges. Yes, the biggest democracy is fighting second wave of corona. It itself is a big aspect which we can tell. So not taking any politics, not bringing religion, but only color of humanity. And let's, if we are unable to help others, at least take care of ourselves so that the government's burden is reduced. That's the whole intention which is being narrated with this umbrella. We need to take care of ourselves. Nobody else should. Please, that's exactly I'm showing. Now, drawing further, permit me to present something which is on life, the main thing. Life is changing always, yeah? Everything changes. In fact, last 2 years, particularly last 1.5 years, the changes have been phenomenally high. But before that also, life has been always changing. The only thing is that this COVID has brought the changes in an accelerated mode. That acceleration has caused utter disruption. A lot of changes. Mask is the new normal, right? How beautifully Sir was narrating some examples on that. So this utter disruptions is nothing but new normal. We can't wait for the pre-COVID time. Pre-COVID will be history so soon we never anticipated. This February 2021, we were pretty happy. People were enjoying marriages as before. They were moving as before. All the things were happening. But see, just see April, what had happened. And now we are waiting for the curve coming down to the negative slope now. That's the reality happening. So let's be really much faster aligned with this aspect. Coming on to our industry, which is education. Education 4.0 is linked with Industry 4.0, no big deal to talk. Every time all the 4 phases of education is in front of you, be it lectures or memorization, when English left us, or be it internet-enabled learning, the second phase, or the third, when we produce knowledge-based education. And now it is all about innovation-based education. So this education is resting on 2 aspects. No big deal. Number 1 is industries in front of you. I'm sure you agree. So be it people, be it business, be it industry overall, be it things. And when I say things, you also understand, I am talking of IoT, I'm talking of automation, and I'm talking of cyber physical spaces. All these aspects, the Industry 4.0 is resting. Yes. But this first time education has been also linked with another dimension beyond industry, which is COVID. So this acceleration, we are yet to completely adapt. Do you know the new terms like digital divide, what just sir told, or another 2 terms, which I say people 30, 35 plus people are all of us are in terms of digitally immigrants. We are digital immigrants. Immigrant in our own nation, but in technology. But our children to whom we are teaching are digital natives. Yes, guys, young guys who are sitting and listening to this, you all student community are digital natives. So whenever you see a teacher struggling in technology, never make fun, because you have been born with smartphone around you or besides you. And today's kids are having smartphones much before they were born, because perhaps their mothers have been using smartphones when they were still inside, right? So then that is the thing. Sure, Dr. Gausha, I note the point. I should be louder. Okay, I'll be louder. I'll increase the volume from here also. Great, thank you for the input. Like this, keep giving feedback. Great. So when aspect of this is there, digital natives are being taught by digital immigrants. That's the first challenge, especially happened in online education. It was earlier also, but it was not seen in the forefront. Why? Because we had only industry and technology. This aspect of COVID has given us in terms of what? Taking it online, from offline, from face-to-face or physical classroom to online classroom. So the divide is so clearly visible. What? Digital divide. Okay, so let's see, when there are so many changes and expectations are high, how to keep smiling yet be productive. I repeat, how to keep smiling and yet be productive in making and taking our students' team, making us and them successful in such fast evolving time, such that this frowned emojis are converted to a sunshine smile on our faces. Do you know why always emojis are yellow in color? There's a very beautiful logic, and I wish any student answered this to me. If at all, I'm sure students are also there. So why yellow color comes there? We teachers already know, many of us perhaps know, but I wish you answer on text why it is yellow. It will be great. I was just seeing, I'm getting some texts I'm trying to read. Yeah, great. So wish you get an idea with something from sun's energy. That's the hint. Brightness, absolutely. Priyanka says on brightness. Yes, I add something like that, sun's brightness. Smile should be brightest. Wow, energetic. Honey says energetic. Great, great. Manjula says it's bright. Yeah, even red is very bright. But red is for danger sign, stop, or the blood color. So yellow color of the sun, sunflower, and that's exactly is in front of your screens for you. So this brings positive energy. So, very few emojis are red in color. That anger one, gussa wala, what we say in Kannada, kopa. So that's rarely we use it, right? Universal. Yes, very nice. Good points coming on the chat. Great. Your participation is being absolutely appreciated. Keep it up. I hope audibility, one of the participants did mention on audibility, and I'm enough audible now. Okay. If I'm not, put N. If I'm yes, don't put anything. It's understood. Great. Moving ahead. When it comes to teaching, today's teachers, particularly in this century, for sure, actually, we don't teach now. We can make you think, because our role is of a facilitator. Like I myself call me as a facilitator, because I facilitate teachers through FDPs or continuous training, and I also facilitate students. either in NPTEL under IIT Madras or otherwise. For various programs, I have been a biotechnology and a food technology teacher and head of the department. But now in last 3 years, beautiful transformation has happened. And a professor became a facilitator, and I feel very happy about it. Perhaps the smile on my face is an indicator of that. And that sometimes remains because that's natural in me, that when I'm talking and when I'm building energies, the smile does come. Great. So this facilitation is important, and the two words, which are essentially verbs, think and inspire, is our important job. I repeat, teachers, our job is not to only to finish syllabus, let it automatically be BIM, but let's think on first on making our children able to think, aspire, and inspire. It's a great meaning. So let's see something, what has happened in the transition of traditional teaching and contemporary. Contemporary means what is needed in fashion as of today is contemporary. So please see, I need your excuses because this is a little tech heavy slide. And the reason is that I wanted to put all the important information in one go, but I'll bring in 3 parts. I know, too much text is not good in slides. I absolutely agree with you. But this I had to intentionally do. So please permit me. I'm sure you will do that. Okay, great. So what I'm trying to say here is in terms of what happens in traditional teaching. In fact, unfortunately in India, still this is prevalent. So, but now NEP 2020 is there. Outcome-based education, which is in front of you, it's always mentioned in terms of student-centric. But NEP is focusing all the more on teachers' motivation as well. So I'm sure things are going to change. 2035, we are committed to completely apply NEP. And institutions which are progressive have already started from this academic year, 2021. That's the beauty. So you can see again the gap, the huge gap in the institutions. Please see, in traditional teaching, we focus on what teachers are doing. In contemporary, we focus on what our students are becoming, not what they are doing, but they are becoming. Here, inputs are always important. My notes, my test papers, my evaluation, my attendance record, their outcomes are important, which are for more of domain-specific knowledge and skills. I hope you can see the word is mentioned is life skills. So we want skills in subject. We also want skills in life skills, which are lifelong also. It may happen that we have passive students. In fact, not may, I am being generous to say, we generally have passive students in traditional. Sitting like this, doing this, here, there, from window, or now passiveness we see towards the logged in here and working elsewhere, right? Even school teachers complain the same. But if at all we are on active mode, we have more active and self-learners. Syllabus is not the priority, which is in traditional, but here learning, understanding, and applying are the priority. Because is here, whenever we are in traditional mode, which actually happens in places, so here the focus of the teacher is what am I doing to students? See the chota, small preposition to and by makes all difference. So when are you teaching to students, you are in focus. But when students are learning, the focus is, that's the beauty. So please see, learning by students. Students become the priority. And this leads to happier interaction and gives satisfaction. Please agree. It gives happier interaction and more satisfaction. Sorry. Here, in the traditional way, and even I have faced earlier, at least 5 to 7 years back, or even 2 years back, students, I see teachers are much tensed. It induces stress in both students and teachers, and both are waiting for semester to get over. Can you imagine? Syllabus to get over, semester to get over. And often we hear students are not respecting teachers these days. Why? Because whatever we have in the class, suppose we are only based on teaching the subject, all what we have is already on YouTube or on MOOCs or on other devices or on your notes if you tend to give notes. Then nothing is remaining for students to do. So we need to make our students enjoy learning, not as a burden for notes and taking exams and getting high scores from the papers which are based on only checking their remembrance or some numerical problems. So if they're not applying, if they're not evaluating, if they're not doing case studies, so please say, sorry, the teaching is not happening. Certainly the syllabus is getting over. Certainly the degrees are being distributed. Again, I don't know how many of us actually will earn degrees. So when students are not getting good jobs, The focus is on students as well as on teachers, or the system essentially, the leadership, all come into picture. So with this, I really wish to invite you to come on the boat of OBE and NEP, completely apply NBA. Most of us are NBA accredited, right? So let's actually completely follow, not only for accreditation time, use NBA principles to make OBE a reality and study page number 36 or 40 of NEP 2020 and realize the power of teachers' motivation and teachers' importance to make this happen. Please, I really invite all of you for that. So let's see. One of you had just written that this beautiful word, holistic. Chairman sir also was mentioning on this term, holistic teaching and learning for the new normal. Again, I'm drawing from NEP. Now, the world is very clear. Most of the progressive societies have, when it comes to education, especially higher education, the pages I told of NEP 36 and 40 are primarily for higher education I'm mentioning. So the 4 important pillars are in front of you. Number 1, cognitive learning, which we already have been doing, knowledge-based, domain-specific, where our IQ comes into picture. Second is important is upskilling for both students and teachers. Upskilling will require, as just we heard, world record of AICTE, highest number of teachers being trained through Atal Academy. That's absolutely an amazing record for any country, and we should be proud that India AICTE is holding that record. So it's all about upskilling. That's mainly for upskilling. It could be in domain, it could be in human skills, it could be in value-based education, you name it. Upskilling is upskilling. And it will also require relearning and unlearning. Please note it, relearning and unlearning. What is not required, unlearn. What is required, revise. That is relearning. This also many of us are doing. There is no doubt about it. Let's see the third important segment of this holistic learning, social learning. We cannot tell today that I will be learning on my own or I'm alone in my staff room and I'm teaching. So this is something, I just read one question which came for a second on my screen, which is on online teaching and social learning perhaps. So there are a lot of tools available in which we can induce soft skill based learning. I'll come to that also, but the question has come now, I must honor it and voice is low, again the comment came. Okay. I think, let me know, I'm again increasing the volume from here. Okay, so the thing is that in social learning, it gives us the beautiful way of assignments, projects, collaborative methods in which soft skills are enhanced when they talk to each other on online mode or over the phone or using internet. It all becomes fine. So soft skills are very important in teaching. It happens. I think I just was getting other comments also. Voice is loud and clear, exactly. Vikas ji has just mentioned, I am also feeling the voice is clear. So can I please request who are feeling the voice is low, can you increase the volume from your side? It will be great. Because to me, each one of you are important. So if all of you are in comfort, it's great. Fine. Coming back to the social learning, please note the word social learning. It does not mean humanities learning alone. Any teacher, mathematics teacher also, English teacher, certainly. Let's do more of collaborative work rather than only doing alone. So there are many collaborative tools in which we can participate students. I'm sure you will like to play with me. I'm carrying a collaborative tool in this diverse group what we have today. And I'll exemplify more. Say we have Slido, we have quizzes, we have Mentimeter, we have hot potatoes. These are just 3-4 I'm naming. There are wonderfully available, Jamboard or our Padlet, in which you can use wonderful facilities of the net and enjoy it. So there are so many social tools, techno-social tools available today for online teaching. Online teaching, the challenge is primarily students' attention. And for that, we need to be very prepared. We need to use different modes of teaching and not attendance by calling the names, but randomly ask them a question, and that is only their attendance. I just attended UHV program just last week, I'll tell you. Last Friday it ended. There was never an attendance, but there was a morning 9:30 when the session started, we had the quiz. Dot 9:30 is the quiz, and that is the attendance. We were 400 or maybe more. Can you imagine all 400 of us are taking one short quiz as attendance? Job done. Why to call the names? And when you call the names, 59 others will be doing something else when you are calling the names of the 60th person at any given point of time. So let's make use of technology is my humble request. This is not namaste, this is request. And you can see my bowed body language to tell this is important. So I'm saying that really. The last one is emotional learning. And by the way, they all are important. It's not that they are optional. They all are important. The teacher who has all the four will be the happiest teacher. He or she will go back home. Now we are teaching from home only. So your family members are also at peace, because when you are at peace, the family also is in peace. I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. So emotional learning is, the higher form is value-based. It's primarily on self. Remember when I started the baseline, I was mentioning, talk to yourself, value yourself, know yourself, know your weaknesses, work on them, not just be angry or shout like that. So develop emotional quotient also. We all talk of IQ, but EQ also is very important. EQ also is very important. I hope you are able to understand what I'm trying to say. All these four can be divided into two categories to make it holistic. That's number one is the first two are more of domain, the subject knowledge. Electrical engineer will talk more about cognitive or upskilling in electrical engineering. A civil engineer will talk about their domain. But the next two are again categorized together, and they are more about on the softer components of skilling, emotions, emotional learning, the human values, and alike. I hope you are able to get it. Then, can you see, I have just very clearly written that techno domain is the one which is talking the number one, and number two is empathetic, which is derivative of human values. I hope it's written. So these two are equally important. I hope you are getting. Any question at this point of time, I will just go through the chat to find. I'll just take some seconds to go through. Give me a moment, because this is the most important segment. Yeah, this is the most important component of the discussion. Yeah, so I hope I was waiting for any question if you have. At this point, yeah. Yes, lot of chat has come. Great to see. Moral and emotional competence. Yes, mental and physical being. Yes, very good. I really appreciate your answers. Thank you so much. Great. Inclusive. One beautiful word has come, inclusive. Absolutely. When these 4 points are taken, it's holistic, which is inclusive. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. One question. So that's really wonderful. And I'm very happy to see that now nearly the WebEx, our participation is full. So I wish others who are not able to join, I'm sure they are on YouTube. That's fine. Yeah, practical exposure are less in online. True. Yes, I think this question is wonderful from Mr. Amit Ji. Dr. Amit, rightly you're asking, practical is less. So that's why we are working with the term, I'm sure you also know, the term is AR, which is augmented reality, mixed reality, and virtual reality. AR and VR will give rise to mixed reality. Many of the subjects IITs have developed, all the branches of engineering per se are already into this AR mode. So whatever is possible, very rightly you have mentioned that it is difficult, but it is not impossible. So how much is possible? This batch is a COVID batch for the history of education. This batch is writing history. This is not a normal batch. 2020 which graduated out, 2021 which are graduating out are the different batches. Let's really appreciate these students in these two batches. Similarly, current class 10th and current class 12th students in the whole country, in the whole world, they deserve appreciation for being so completely on online and yet getting ready for exams. So please see, for the COVID batches, let's ensure that they have wonderful means of other ways. So like medical students, engineering students also can do a lot through AR and VR. Please, right? So kindly search them. And this reminds me to tell you, when it comes to upskilling, give the chance more to the students on upskilling. Will you believe that a lot of tools in, again, digital tools, I have learned from the younger team, especially assistant professor. many tools like hot potatoes or quizzes or Kahoot, Mentimeter, I have learned from younger faculty members because again, they catch faster. So can you imagine younger students also know more than faculty members? So on certain tools, so can they come in the forefront? Can they enable the class, including the teacher on certain tools? In this way, they are also engaged. Their knowledge is brought into picture rather than we shouting at them that, hey, you are not listening to me. How difficult is online teaching? So it's very important. Practical work in engineering is important, no doubt about it. Well said. Rightly the comment came. But when it is locked down or when there are restrictions, can we not do maximum possible on the digital tools? And as they come in the classes, we completely devote 7 hours in different labs while taking theory also some part in the lab only. That's the only way which we see it's possible. Right? Or we batches also have been reduced now, unlike earlier 15 to 20, it is now 7 to 8. So please try to understand that it is challenging. Absolutely, it is challenging for all. A beautiful image I saw on WhatsApp. You know, sometimes we say WhatsApp University. That there's a huge storm, the COVID storm. We all are in different boats, but storm is same. Some of us are in ship. Some of us are in a boat. Some of us are in just a flat wooden piece, plank. So our internal capacity, our immunity, our physical and mental health will ensure our work. Otherwise, people are getting stressed and comorbidity is increasing. So again, that's why the baseline comes. So please focus on techno and empathetic. The derivative of this empathy made the word empathetic or empathetic, the way you want to pronounce it. But it is very important to use emotional intelligence. Some of the engineers may not even agree to this term because they have been from that school of thoughts that this is not important. Only subject is important, but no more today. The new normal has knocked the doors from all. NEP has not been just come out from that. It is so well thought process. And the best part for such school of thought is many countries, the education, what we are dreaming now, it's already happening there with high success rate, be it Japan, be it many European nations, or be it US, the giant. So let's really imbibe good things from others. Let's not continue with those kind of thoughts which we will just be in traditional mold and take care of students as babies. No, they have to be incubated beautifully that they come out with life in which career is one part. They have not stressed. They do not think of negative things, which is depression. And I'm sure you understand what I'm going to say, or negative thoughts, which can lead to what? So please ensure our work is very important. That's why the topic I wrote, empathetic and techno. So empathy is very important. And if you are a student of universal human values, you cannot understand. You are the best person to understand. I cannot give any more inputs there. Okay, venturing into further, the onus on us teachers is here. First of all, you can see the 4 quadrants, right? First of all, important is cognitive upskilling, because there are the challenges that if at all we cannot upskill, I repeat, if at all we cannot upskill, it's going to be difficult. Why? Because technology is changing, huge. Technology is changing huge. So we also need to be evolved fast. I remember one of the good leaders always told that computer science is no more only for computer science. It's for every other branch also. How right is that, sir? So see, the technology of AI, ML, IoT is in agriculture also, is in fisheries also. So why not in all parts of engineering? So for that, please evolve yourselves on cognitive upskilling, please. Yes, very right, Professor Megha. AI is for all, absolutely. Being motivated for learning. Sorry, I wanted to show you one motivation first. Okay, that's fine. So you can please see, this is also very important and it is in front of you, which is here. What is that? Command in teaching and reaching. Permit me to say, many of us are very strong in subject and in research, but they may not be very good in communicating. So we also need to improve. Command, the word is command in teaching and reaching out to students or connecting. So it's very important to have those reaching out skills, which are pedagogical based. The third, which is again in front of you, the third quadrant is self-evaluation. Believe me, right now I am taking a session. Nobody can evaluate better than me, myself. If I am a just person, if I'm not partial to me, that how am I? Am I able to reach? Am I able to communicate? Am I adding value to your time? I am the right person. So self-evaluation, in which we talk about reflection, what I did, not feedback alone. Yes, not feedback alone, but reflecting. How did Pratima do? Is that reflection first question. Not how did I do? We always take feedback. Sometimes teachers are worried from feedback of students, and sometimes students misuse. So let me tell guys, never misuse feedback. Never disturb your teacher wrongly. Be a smart child to the country's tomorrow's workforce. Take the onus, the responsibility, and give the feedback. So our job is reflecting on us, helping ourselves in the time of need. A teacher is expected a lot to do, especially in pandemic time. If we want certain things, let us also reach out. And that's why with pride, I say I'm a faculty facilitator. I'm a faculty mentor beyond students mentor. With pride, I say. The last one is again very important, and they are not in order 1, 2, 3, 4. They're just numericals, numbers. Last is on motivation. Motivation for what? For learning. Yes, you got it. For teaming up, for connecting with others. Who are the others? Will anybody tell? What I mean by the others? And I put asterisk. Learning, yes. Learning, teaming up, connecting with others. Peer group, very good, Professor Megha. Peer group, who else? Very important. I appreciate Dr. Megha. When you are connected well with peers, half of your tension is gone. And with students, wonderful. Thank you, Monica. I think Monica, na? Sandeep ji also says students. Yes. So yes, very good, beautiful. So what I'm saying, you are connected with yourself. We already spoke. Connected with others means your peers, your co-teachers, your leaders, your professor or principal, director, everyone. And don't forget your family members. Very important are they. Family. They are the energy reserve. They are the energy source, especially in lockdown time. I hope you understood. Yes, Sandeep ji says connected with technology. Yes, very good. But Sandeep ji, that I have put in the first quadrant on cognitive upskilling. So here others being subjects, which are our team of students and teachers. There are cases when teachers do not talk to each other. There are cases when they see in front of each other, they try to avoid. I'm saying avoid that. You know why? I learned. These days I am into this kind of training and learning. I'm also learning every time. So my mentor says that whenever you're not talking to a person, you are talking with the person here. You're not talking face to face, but you talk too much internally, and that brings again your energy down. So if the person is not at all important, you're not talking, how can you talk here so much? So please don't do that. Please don't do that. Be motivated for learning and teaming up, equally important. We are in the time which is technology oriented and most connected. So we need to share positivity. If you're sharing negative news these days, please pinch yourself. Stop doing that. Send positive vibes. Otherwise, don't send any vibes. That's also okay. So because physics, the teachers of physics will agree. The teachers of electrical and electronics also will agree. What? The energy is dissipated. So your negative is being caught by some weak people and they become intention. So don't do. So send positive. A weak person also catches that, will little bit improve. That's the whole psychology required. So I hope I'm very clear with the teacher's aspect. And you are taken care of this point. You have noted the blue font letters. Your cognitive upskilling, your command, don't say that I am good in subject, but I cannot talk good English. So either we need to change the subject of communication or you have to improve, any one. Let your students not suffer from your limitation in language. And this is applicable to me also. Everyone it is applicable. So kindly see that. And the clock says 4 o'clock. I think we are well on time, well on track as well. Yes, if anytime I'm feeling boring, let me know. I'll improve. Because the speaker is responsible for the participants, not participants themselves. So it's my duty right now to ensure that you are getting value to your time through AICT. Wonderful initiative of AICTE. The way Colonel Venkat came forward, the way he told me, I was really humbled and amazed. That is the beauty at the apex body happening. The way Chairman sir gave me the slot, and we were just talking of this, amazing, the energy. And today you see, we are just culminating that in form of this session. That's the beauty. So let's capture that vibes, as one of you beautifully wrote seconds before. So motivation is the key. You cannot do anything long without motivation. And the more the motivation is for many, not only for self, my citation, my research. How long will you work with that? Our research, our citations, S, will be a great job. Yes, citations are very important to me as well. I need to do huge there, unlike some of you who are excelling. Yes, and happiness is not by putting others down. Actual happiness comes when we lift others up. You saw this hand movement. That's important. Okay, a lot about teachers I mentioned. So let's also talk about something on students. Students, you need to take care too. What you need to take care? Be open to learning and earning knowledge. Are you seeing that? I have not mentioned you will be what? You will be doing something which is known as just getting marks. Please, guys, never say I got marks. I earned marks. Please change your vocabulary. As my mentor says, vocabulary is so important that it changes the thought only. So when you use negative words, actual energies are low. When you use positive words, your energies are high, more. More. And we want growth. We only want low in one thing, COVID cases, casualties, and finally zero. They are only aiming for that negative. But otherwise, we want all positive, be it economy, be it GDP, be it exports, be it employability, be it productivity, you just name it, or be it technology breakthroughs from the nation. So guys, be open to learn and earn knowledge. Go beyond marks. Marks are also very important, by the way. I'm not saying don't care of marks. Sorry, don't mean. But don't only look for marks. Work so high with fun knowledge that marks automatically you get high. Not mercy marks, not buying marks, not taking marks, not snatching, but earning. I hope you understood these verbs very well. It's very, very important because all is here in your thoughts. Second, you're already seeing the quadrant is for you also 4, like us. Participate in development. What is this word development? Vikas. We say Vikas. Now this Vikas for students is in self. Number 1, you yourself. Number 2, your space, your family space, your study space, your mind. Not on addiction, something, negative things, but good things. Physical health, young students, it will not come without good sleep. And I am from biology background, also beyond food engineering. You cannot compensate night sleep with any other time in the day. If you think, sorry guys, go to the research papers, you will get the answers. So maybe right now at 20 plus, we don't realize, but at 30 plus, let me just halt for a moment and tell you some more data, which is beyond this topic. India is the #1 diabetic capital of the world. What did you hear? We are #1 in diabetes in the world. Did we expect that? Now you will say, yeah, possible. We are #2 in the population. Sorry. The number of people who are diabetics are not the old, but also mid-age and now younger. Do you know? We are #2 in coronary heart disease issues. Is it a good data? Now from my sector, if I tell, we are number one in food grains, #2 in fruits and vegetables, #1 in milk, not in productivity, but in production total. These are all beautiful things. But our happiness indices, very low. Take a Google homework. Find out where is India's rank in happiness indices. If at all happiness was in getting only a job, we would not have felt bad after a few months of the job. So physical things cannot be giving alone happiness. Our understanding, our good relationship, our lifestyle, our understanding the limit of physical facilities gives us actually happiness. Today, people have money, but there is no oxygen to buy. Do you know today's case? People have money, but no beds to get in the hospital. So money is not everything, guys. Don't run madly after that. I'm telling to my young students who are of 20 plus age or 18 plus age. So it's important to participate in the development because I'm just going to come to an important punch slide for all of you. Hold on, students. So I hope you have written, you have seen physical health, evolve in the associated ecosystem. This I mean for your institution. Your institution is giving you so much. In COVID time, they are taking care of you so much. So in this time, your home is institution, your college is institution, your university is institution. Please evolve yourself, your institution will automatically evolve. Again, the hand goes up, facing north. Okay, facing north. The third point, I'm sure you have seen it, is on collaboration. How much Chairman Sir mentioned on this word. And I was smiling that time for happiness because I was feeling, wow. I mean, like somewhere what I'm trying to draw today, your minds and feelings for, is also resting on very similar aspects. Yes, Bhakti ji just wrote 139 is our score in happiness. Just she texted on the chat. Just see, we are not even in first 50. How low we are. We need to collectively do something. We can't wait our government to make us happy. Sorry, guys. I said, I will not agree if you say I have to be made happy. I need to be made happy myself. So please collaborate with what? Positive attitude, not only collaboration, positive. Don't always think of competition. In fact, today, as every year, we will talk of more collaboration and then less competition. Be it in projects in this college life, be it projects, assignments, your case studies, journal writing or journaling, technical writing, not WhatsApp language, writing, I'm saying, not typing, writing, I'm repeating. Pick up these things. Yes, see, Yogendra ji also has given the rank 139 out of 152. We are in very low. Last few countries, Somalia and all is behind us, by the way. You please see. And one more homework, such fast homework has already been done, so I can add something. Please see the rank of our neighbors. Bhutan is the only country which you have gross happiness index. This we all know. So our neighbor is Bhutan. Yes, absolutely, Yogendra ji. Bhutan is the best example. Absolutely. So please see the value of collaboration. When you collaborate, you are less stressed. You are not rushing for winning like this. Not always. It is not 100 meters race. It is not at all relay race also. It's a marathon. So life is a beautiful marathon, not tension wala marathon. Last is on enhancing personality. Guys, I hope you have written or you can take a screenshot of this slide in terms of all the 4 important points written on the black font in bold. And I've spent enough time to talk to myself when I was thinking about students in the mind, and then I've made this slide. So enhance personality, be it soft skills, number 1, and it is written in bracket, communication. You can be wonderful, but you cannot communicate. It's a problem. Today, another problem is in the homes also. We are not communicating completely. Egos come. Chota, 3-letter word, ego. Meaning is huge, and we are losing a lot. Sorry, please change. Be agile because it's new normal. Be agile. Reach out for help, guys, if you are in trouble. Reach out for help. What's the problem? You don't become low when you take help. AICT has opened up centers for taking help for mental problems also. You know, you may not be feeling fine. You may be feeling depressed. It doesn't mean don't tell, no, I'm okay. See my face on the camera? I'm okay. But I look down only, see? No, I'm okay. I'm okay. See, breathlessness is being visible. Sorry, not like that. And today, guys, you have to have green attitude. What is green attitude? Would anybody like to write on the text? Yeah, green attitude. Finland also is a very high country. Yes, I just saw in the text, absolutely. When it comes to happiness, there are wonderful countries besides Bhutan, and most of them are in Europe. So green attitude, yes. What is green attitude? Anjali says on, I guessed it, yes. Wow. Environment conscious, absolutely, Rupesh. Being environmental conscious. Use less, consume less. So now your vehicles and gadgets are already green. You also consume less. Don't simply put water wastage, electricity. Don't buy clothes which are not to be used or for somebody else showing off. This is just an example. Don't throw a phone after 1 year and keep buying. So please have green attitude. You are our tomorrow. And universal human values, which is UHV written. You are being taught also in your induction program. One of the modules is on this. So have that outlook. That's not only for a course, that's for life. So it's so important. Now, if this slide I showed about teachers, and I'm going back, and this one, and students, right? We spoke about teachers, 4 points. We spoke about students, 4 points. Let's summarize these 8 points in this 8 blocks. Now, they are not very equi-sized hexagon. I agree. I have intentionally made. Some are, smaller, some are dragged. There are 2 colors, 3 colors, different shades. Life does not come in black and white, guys, number 1. Number 2, perfectionism is not fine. See the gaps. I've intentionally put less and more gaps. Because the top view, the 360-degree view, if at all we want to enhance a teaching learning outcome or effectiveness in this current situation, which we are into and which will be continuing for some more months, if science has to be believed, the coming days will be different challenges. So please, let's adapt to these four. And these four can be again divided into two clear slots. The first four, as you see in the top four, are technology based. Again, it is their technology. Number one, I have kept why? Because we are more conversant with technology than with empathy. That's the reason. ICT, innovation management, upskilling, reskilling, active learning strategies. All who are right now texting, the way beautifully text is happening in, WebEx, I'm yet to see YouTube chat. So these all are indication of your active participation. And though we are so heterogeneous, this is not a class. Sorry, I'm not taking any class. We are just interacting. So the more we adapt from online to offline or come to hybrid, smart institutions are not planning 100% offline classes. Why? Those who started completely offline last semester, again, they are on online completely. So isn't it good to have hybrid, a blended word? 60-40. Very progressive institutions in this part of the country are taking 40-60, 40 online, 60 offline. Some colleges are also adapting to 80-20, 80 offline, 20 online, or 70-30. Your choice, your infrastructure, your bandwidth. But don't do 100-0. No, no. Let's adapt and move forward. So as I was mentioning, first four on technology, the second four on blue font are on the other dimensions, which are soft skills, mentoring and counseling, not for documentation. And here I don't only mean the teacher has to mentor those 20. Yes, they have to. But if teacher wants some help, let's have those centers in the college which can help them also. If a senior teacher, a dean or principal is that equipped to help teachers, when they want help one-to-one, wow, it's wow. And you know this wow word, W-O-W, we don't say like that now. Wow. See, eyes low. Wow. We never have less energy. Wow is a word, very positive. Wow. You see how energy comes, disseminates. Wow. Right. So the next is on building reserves of EI and human values. My God. All the people who have been positive with COVID could come out easily, have high EI. We can go and talk to them. They have high EI and human values. Yes, very right. One of you just wrote, mentoring and counseling is important also for the teachers. Yes, because the system only expects from teachers. We need to also give to teachers is my mandate. It's so important. And whenever, which all institutions I have tried to give that, they have benefited. Even if for short time, they have benefited. That's why I say periodically we need to repeat. My mentor is beautiful. She says, why do you think that you need to only listen one time, one good thing, and it is over? Repeat. Human mind comes with repetition, comes. Otherwise, FDPs in India would have been very successful if FDPs were so useful in one time. Teachers who are enabling with Atal FDPs, they are revising those technologies. They are not only holding the beautiful AICT certificate, but they are taking one step ahead. They are revising the technology in the lab. Repeat. They are doing with students. They are doing projects together. I know so many teachers from my previous institutions, Global Academy of Technology in Bangalore, or New Horizon College of Engineering, again in Bangalore, or Thapar Institute of Engineering and Technology in Patiala. So please see, we need to revise, repeat. That's the beauty. So, and I already told on feedback and reflection. Let's institution not only depend on feedback as appraisal alone. It's so important. Have trust. Again, universal human values come. Faith, trust, respect. The teacher is going to do wow. It's the smartness of the leader. I will summarize in that. Smartness of the leader. That's why I say leaders are so important. A leader, by the way, let me take a pause from the slide and talk to you. That leaders not only mean leaders I just narrated as director, dean, principals, chairman, CEO. Absolutely, they are massive leaders. Because as depends on the purview of the organization, the part. But every teacher is a beautiful leader. She or he is leading class of 60 at a given point of time. A student is also a leader. He or she is leading himself or herself. How important. That way, mommy is the leader of the home. And papa, whoever, mother or father, whoever is into meal making, not by cooks, but by yourself. You add positive energy in the food. That's why cooking food by self is the best food. Beat anybody. Because you know, it's not all about only technology. Things are much beyond technology also. So I hope I'm making sense to you, because it's important for me to take all the aspects, and the title is very clear, 360-degree view of enhancing. We need to take all. 360 means what? A complete circle. I'm here with this 8. In fact, I have published one paper only on these 8 aspects. Great. So I hope this point is fine. And I hope you have caught this point of building EI. EI is not built like a building. A civil engineer can make a construction for one building and say it's complete. But EI reserves are always on a constant building, not maintenance building, not maintenance building. So please focus on these 8. Take a screenshot, note some important points, deliberate it further, Google is something more, and take it to your classrooms. When you do a good class, you see that day you'll be happier. When your children, the digital natives, are attending very well, they will make you happy. And your family members in turn will be happy. See how beautiful is our connection. I have a problem that people say, teachers, don't bring family in the college. You know, we are humans. We cannot leave the family at the gate of the college and enter the college. It can be here in the mind. But I always say, in all practicality, take the family till maximum staff room or your chamber. But when you enter the class, on or offline, please make it a point that you are entering only with the subject and yourself and students in mind. It will be a commanding class, I can say. And I have enjoyed many such sessions in my tenure of 17 plus years. In the shop floor of class, or a class teacher, or a mentor, or a professor and head, or associate professor and all, or a lecturer when I started 22 years back. So it's very, very important. And this is all learning. This is what I'm sharing with you as a part of learning. I have done many mistakes. But yes, when mistakes were worked upon, they were converted into goodness, converted into success stories also. And I'm sure you agree, whenever we do a mistake, what's harm to say sorry? Irrespective of our designation, a head can say sorry to the colleague, to the subordinate. What's wrong? Absolutely fine. Great. Deviating next ahead, all we spoke about the onus. Now, can we also talk about, we are into business of teaching and learning. And this business, I'm not meaning of currency, but business of work, professionalism. So whenever my children, my class of students of 60 will graduate out, what do I see as head of the department? Are these points, 8. Again, you please see, I cannot use single font color. Why? Because this is not all together. Again, I have to divide them into 2 clear domain-specific aspects, which are number 1, and which are non-domain or social and emotional. I have to appreciate here. Yes, Yogendra ji, beautiful line you wrote, building business of building a nation. How beautifully he wrote. Please see. Great. Let me clap for you, Yogendra ji. Nice. So coming back, you know, these things comes now, and small positive vibe I'm able to catch right now. I'm catching online. So what is the outcome of the teacher's leadership? It is not written head of the department's leadership. I have not written HOD's leadership, principal's or dean's leadership. No, it is onus of each teacher. Collectively, all 6 teachers of each semester. Now, all of us are through NBA. I'm sure most of us are. Those who are not must be preparing. NBA has 12 POs, no big deal. PO1 to PO5 are domain specific. Do you know PO6 to 12, 7 numbers are non-domain specific. How much do we work? Some teachers may be in disagreement with me right now. No, domain are everything. Sorry, no, both are important. NB has not been evolved like that, right? Washington Accord is just not done like that. It's nations collaboration. Please see. So work certainly on first 4. What are those first 4? Let's see them also. Nowhere it is written marks. Nowhere is written my percentage of the results. Number 1, developing the conceptual knowledge and understanding. The ability to analyze and innovate. Apply real-world information into real-world problems. If the project is given by a teacher which has no actual use, and you get 90%, please tell how to clap. Let's please analyze. And the 4th one is on critical thinking and problem-solving skills. They are very important. All the 5 are, I'm talking about part of 21st century skills. Google this term, 21st century skills, you will understand. You will be going to the class in such fashion only, much more prepared. And certainly, when we take all this, our children will be able to solve any open book exam, which many progressive institutions have started already. I'm in Bangalore. I know few institutions already into this open book. Amazing. So please see the light font color text. Contributing in the teamwork. Can we think about anything without teamwork today? Sorry, no. We need to be ethical. Eyebrows will be raised if I say this word, be ethical. The talk of the day is, yes, ethical. Have appreciable, if not very high, soft skills. And with that, positive attitude for sure. As eventually, you are lucky, the students of younger years, you already have studied UHB. Develop that, not as a subject, but develop in the habit. And I'm sure you are understanding. So teamwork, ethics, soft skills, positive attitude. And this is, by the way, I have left lot blanks. You yourself can take and write some aspects in this. What you feel further. I'm sure you agree to this, what I'm saying. It's not rigid. These are not rigid. It can change a bit based on the subject what we are teaching. Right? Great. Let's move ahead. If any question is here, you can do. Glad to see good participation at this point of time. Also, 1 hour is more than an hour is over, and I appreciate all of you for contributing by your inputs, really. So how to achieve? I just spoke about all this. How to achieve? In fact, one question I just saw, it's only for engineering or what? This is primarily for engineering because we are talking about AICT approved institutions, engineering, diploma, certificates related to engineering, management, computers, all will come, MBA, certainly it will come. It is very much applicable to sciences also because engineering is not taught without sciences. Sciences are the base. You cannot study engineering without mathematics, right? Similarly, physics and chemistry are required. You cannot write and talk without English or your mother tongue. So languages are required. This is another thing. Some of us feel that, oh, I'm in engineering, I'm in this branch, I'm more important. Sorry, let's not have that psyche. No, be unified. So coming to the point of how to achieve, we just saw what to achieve. Now let's see how. So a very simple process from chemistry lab, I have taken a cone, a funnel. And funnel is beautiful because what you put in, there's some reaction, it can come out also certain things. So they are in front of you. Student-centric learning is blue circle. Green is social emotional learning. That's what. So social emotional or empathetic. And the blue one is nothing but techno-oriented. And giving a right ecosystem of teaching and learning, which is hidden. That's what I've shown in the below the cone. If at all it is churned well, what you get is nothing but product which is in alignment with OBE and NEP 2020. Because this two are the base to accomplish other things. So you'll be updating student-centric. We are going to discuss a little more. Student-centric is nothing but in terms of what? In terms of making students active participants of process of learning. So let's see these 6. Again, this is an imperfect picture. Bright colors used intentionally. The rectangles are not in very commonality, but they are in terms of what? Different sizes. The lines are different. The reason is here. Let's work on KYS and KYT. KY is, you all know KYC, know your customer, right? KYC. I have taken these 2 terms from there only. It is know your students, and your students should know you, know your teachers. So when you know them in terms of beyond their basic knowledge, in terms of what? Address, 10th, 12th marks, parents and all, what they want. A child may be poor in X subject, but he or she may be very good in some other things. What other things? It could be music, it could be coding, it could be painting, it could be sports. So everybody has something to worth appreciating and pick from morale building or motivating. So remember, motivated students and happy students achieve more. And that is by doing themselves, not by taking notes of teachers. Similarly, motivated and happy teachers are truly the catalysts for transformation because they are the people. Those teachers, 180 to 200, 220 in an institution are the teachers. They can take care of thousands of students if they are well motivated. Teachers of the class to collaborate because one teacher doing all will be imperfect. So 6 to 8 teachers who teach the 6 to 8 subjects based on the labs, if they collaborate, they break the wall of egos and other issues, it will be great. That's why I'm saying that this is imperfect rectangles. In this team of teachers involve students to collaborate and develop social and life skills. And finally, whichever method, whichever class, whichever semester it suits, choose the best method for teaching learning process and build it further. As simple as that. This is the method which I wish to propose to all of you. And debate it, change it which it suits you. But finally, aim for the red color font, choose the best means of TLP and build it further. This is most important. Because teaching is actually first should make us happy, the teachers. We should invite and excite students. Focus has to be more on involved students rather than just copying students who are copying. So have limelight on them. And very important, accept differential growth. When I say differential growth, every teacher, right now I'm telling to teachers, suppose everybody's understanding is some different pace. Some may find it very fine, very useful. Some may say, yeah, okay, it's fine, it's good. Some may find, oh, okay, I already knew it, everything. See, they are different. So for me, all three types of teachers are important. Exactly happens in a class. Our students will learn in different speed. So different teachers can help here. But it's important to have limelight by active learning, right? So let's see how. Because when creativity is added, the bulb which is in the left-hand side will certainly glow. Creativity is important. So when it's called about active learning, student-centric learning, whichever word you use, we only want this is greenish blue, beautiful sea. Why this color is green or blue? The sea color, the sea water, how much it is widespread, endless we feel. Exactly is the power of active learning. A child will analyze, define, create much better, and it will tend to remember 70 to 90% of what they are doing or they are writing or they are speaking, saying, rather than only hearing or reading alone. You can see 10% of reading, 20 of hearing, 30 of seeing. This diagram many of us have seen, derivative of Bloom's taxonomy or revised Bloom taxonomy. So if your question paper is only describe, list, explain, you are telling them, beta, only read 10 to 20%, that is sufficient. Only read one day before exam, you will clear. Is that actually learning? Are they getting ready for job or career? Career is even bigger, but they're just not getting ready for life for sure. They may not be happy also as they graduate out. Many of them will not even remember us. Even it is students' duty to actually participate in their learning by these words. So please, I'm mentioning the very diagram which is well known to you. Let's talk about higher order. Like CBSE also says, HOTS question, higher order thinking skill questions, HOTS question. So it's really in projects they create, at least in case studies they will evaluate. So let's have such certain ways in which the 6 parts of Bloom's are well taken care, not only first 2, remembering, understanding, or bit of applying. Sorry, it's incomplete. So when it comes to this, the TLP or teaching learning process is nothing but co-managing. So ensure the paper is 2012 and teaching is not that only we have to do. In fact, we have to do less. Students should do more. The blue part on the student's wheel, the behind rear wheel, is of students. And we are taking care, we are handling. Okay. So I'm sure if I just moving ahead, if I show you student-centric teaching, the methods are in front here. It's very clear when it talks of interactive or participative learning, asking them, inviting them in some tools, giving them some job, take out your 5 minutes and give it to them. They come forward and speak 5 or 10 minutes. Flip is that method only I'm telling, where they do homework before they come and speak or discuss in the class. Cooperative group learning, for numericals, problem-based learning. These are just examples. The session is not on each of this because there are sessions separately for student-centric learning. Right? I do in fact keep organizing such. Blended learning, on and offline, how relevant in today's time. Earlier it was an option, today is a compulsion, right? This is the power of time. Time can change so many things. Active learning, students, some examples are in front of you. Students make presentation. I tried in last 2 semesters. I still remember some teachers really adopted, some teachers told no. In fact, remember, the younger teacher will be more ready to experiment. It always happens. So I request senior teachers to navigate more the younger teachers, give them more faith and scope to experiment more. So what now? Just one example, where in online mode, six students match was made, two weaker, two average, two brighter. Weaker only in one subject, weaker not in life. They are very strong in other habits. So that's why the teacher cannot label anybody weak, child weak, academically weak. Let's not label. Weak in a subject, that's all. Let's take completely. Even I'm weak in certain things. I'm poor in driving is one thing. I'm strong in many things. So it's always like that. It's okay. It's okay. So these six students, they did commendably well, a short video making by their own voice capturing, and they explained the concept. I tried in digital marketing. In MBA, it happened very well. And I also tried in networking subject in electronics and communication. It worked very well. So you can just try, you try in English, it will happen. Give them role play online mode, they can do. Give them homework from newspaper and then let them come out with a newspaper clip and they show it on the screens what they are doing. Just please try. Then only talking to them from your side and expecting them they will listen. You all are, see, this is a different session. Here also we are trying to collaborate towards the end because it's very heterogeneous. Otherwise, in my classes, normally I sandwich the tool in between the class so that there's a break also. So another is all of us know about MOOCs, massive open online courses. They are doing in terms of open resource where they are doing self-study. Simulations have come in many subjects now. Give them crosswords. Hot Potato is a free online tool in which you can give quiz, MCQ, crosswords, all, and they will enjoy. You need not even tally the marks. Everything AI in it will do job for you. You need not evaluate the quiz papers. Machine will do for you. Conference. Today, a lot of conferences are happening online. Let some students go, make some presentation there and come back in our online class and share what they did. Give them 5 to 7 minutes. You see the learning in other students also will grow. Play videos, play animations, and our children can make wonderful animations by themselves. Tell them to lead. Bring their names on the electronic notice boards of your online classes. Every day, appreciate 3 to 5 children. And certainly, when you do this, you know your strength, you know your power. Sometimes what happens is that we expect also a lot. But first, let's accept more than expect. I'm just sharing. So when you do that, things will change. But whatever I'm telling, kindly don't anticipate that in one semester, massive changes will happen. Sorry. We are working with human minds. It will take time. It will take really good time in terms of bringing the changes. So at least continue 2 to 3 semesters. Please give. If you have less faith, I'm sorry. This is all human subjects. Our students, we teachers also will take time to change. So leaders should give us time. It is like that. But change is beautiful. Let me tell you, change is awesome. Right? Okay, so what all I narrated, if I collate, if I combine, we have classes of 4 kinds. Something which is common for lab or theory, something exclusively for theory or classroom, something for only labs, and the 4th pencil is for self-learning. Students, I hope you are also watching, and please participate in the theory classes more in terms of interaction, more collaboration for theory classes. Or lab, in both we can do. In theory, let's do more of flip, more of problem solving. Think, pair, share, TPS. You can Google this term, think, pair, share. They think, they form in groups, and then they come and share collectively. Wow, just try it. Peer learning, one of you already wrote beautifully, peer learning. They learn beautifully in the groups. In fact, we also students have done this, right? And learning but through open resources. There are ample open resources. Everything we may not do, they will pick it up. And labs are now amazing. Why? Because active lab is something which they come and do. I agree. Again, this semester is challenging, unlike last semester. But can we have more of project-based learning through labs, whichever branches which is possible? If it is not, in those branches, please visit the NEET section of the AICT, and I see many things there, and also the tool from IITs for all the engineering colleges, AR, VR. Best is that mixed reality based. Today, first year students are making tools for the school students on AR and VR. Absolutely. First and second year engineering students. It's amazing world, guys. Let me please tell you, change is very fast now. Changes are very fast. Okay, so let's move towards the end we are now. So this is where it comes to the new normal. I have just collated all, and what all I told are here. Some students are very strong in infographics. some are on writing, some are on sharing, verbal brainstorming, DIY labs, visualization tool usage, and simulation. This can be done. The second part, which we already spoke a couple of things, and I think I have to thank Chairman Sir here specifically, how beautifully he narrated aspects on empathy. So I drop again from there further, and I try to tell you that social emotional learning is all about understanding self and the students for being emotionally stronger. It's not that I'm crying and I stop crying. It's not about that. It's about understanding me and understanding others. Because success is in front of you in the blackboard. It's not only by IQ, but also with EQ. And our personality is a mixture of both IQ, EQ, and that personality comes. So this tool is great for our overall health and mental well-being. There are two components. I know myself. I had shared earlier also. I am well managing myself and I am self-motivated. With that, am I empathetic and am I managing relationships well? Is the thing. Okay. So the higher dimensions of empathy or emotional intelligence overall can be seen in universal human values, which talks about starting from understanding, then relationships come, understanding ourselves, relationships, and then generating physical goods. This is nothing but value-based education. This is really important in terms of value-based education. Can I draw your attention something on one taxonomy, which is FINGS? This is nothing but taxonomy for significant learning. And D. Fink had given us very nice. We spoke about blooms, in which we talk of primarily cognitive development. This is a taxonomy which talks about human development also, where you can see there are 6 components, which 3 are already aligned with the blooms. Creating, evaluating, already the blooms are there. So it all talks about a part as blooms, but it also talks about caring, learning how to learn, and human dimension. This is a beautiful research paper published in 2015 by Jennifer et al. And it is worthy to spend some time because it talks about 2 components clearly. One is cognitive, the other is human. And if I talk to students specifically, I wish on YouTube or otherwise, I wish students of, sorry, my hand touched. Yeah. You need to grow and glow both. You can't only grow in marks. You need to glow also on faces. Be happy beyond excited. Build both what? Careers for your job, or I say career, you may say job. Career is a little bigger dimension than job, and also for life. So for that, you need to be having something, you need to cherish certain things. What are they? Outlook of being curious and an observer. Learnability, command and communication. This is exclusively for students. Take help of teachers to be that. Digital skills, multidisciplinary approach. Negotiation and articulation, how to put forth certain things, what you have to discuss. And the last, added in 2020, is being deep journalist. What is a deep journalist? This term, anybody knows? Deep journalist. Yeah, anybody. Deep journalist. Journalist. It's not that journalist, newspaper reporter, journalist. No, GG, general journalist. Somebody who is in general knowledge. Yes, something, but deeper. What does it mean? Let's see with the diagram. This is the T model, which T means what? I have a depth, I have a command in some depth of a subject. Yes, very good. Pinu Jo mentioned of the depth of knowledge and also width of the knowledge. I am as others are. Very nice, Dr. Nirmala. So, yeah. So please see the width of the knowledge is also important as the depth. PhD gives us depth. Undergrad course gives us width. So let's cherish both. Because the best is today, the 2 depths, 2 subjects are in deep. So it becomes a very stable pi model. T is becoming pi now. It was T. Now it is becoming like this pi, more stable, tripod kinds. But I say, let it be an asymmetric pi. One longer, you know much better. The second, say, suppose you are a mechanical engineer. Now you are also into another knowledge, which is lesser, new coming, say ML. So that is also fine. This is also good. So if I show you, this T can be very also twisted. What is that? This is, one side is more. Suppose you want to know more about the general affairs, less about the other affairs. In terms of movies, you know less, more about the politics. That's also fine. But pi, you may not have. Don't look for only pi right now at a younger age. Appreciate this team. The twisted pi also is okay. life is, again, third time I'm telling, it's not about being perfectionist. Let's not spend too much on that. It doesn't work well. Okay, guys, I have collated these skills. What all I told is in front of you in one single slide. Your technical skills, your soft skills, emotional intelligence, and understanding society with UHM. All the students, please work on these as you graduate in 4 years. It will be a beautiful journey. Why? Please refer this site, World Economic Forum, WEF, is giving all about the future of job reports. I repeat, the future of job reports. So the top 20 skills which have just gone in the last year, the 2 new added were creativity and EI, which were never in the last 5 years, 2015. Creativity was ranked 10th. It has jumped to 3rd. Why? Because automation has come into picture. Robotics has come. So human creativity is gone very high now. So number 6 was never there. EI, emotional intelligence, that also has come. Now the report, because of all thanks to pandemic, WEF has given report of 2025 already. And I have just marked some: active learning, creativity, leadership, resilience, which is a part of emotional intelligence. All are the required ones. These all are required. This is what you have to get ready with. And if you see the case, how COVID is pushing, remote work is high, automation is high, digitization is high. It's all in front of you. It's a beautiful future of job report 2020. You can see the source, World Economic Forum. Try to see, you will enjoy. How you will enjoy is here. Please use these verbs, VERBS, improve, creativity, be creative, focus, motivate, inspire, and be positive. Let me please tell you, this is for all, in fact. Let's reduce these two. What is these two? This bring us very negative signed emojis. What are they? Fatigue of digital, overusing of the phone. If you say I'm killing time or passing time, there is a problem. Time is the most important commodity. How can it be killing or passed? Humility lack. If you're very rich, still have humility. Because what is today, still you may not buy everything what you want. Never feel hopelessness or, I'm not reading these words. I'm sure you can understand. This is the word from Nimhan's doctors. And they say children, young students come to them with these 3 words. They say, I'm useless. I want to kill myself. Can you imagine? How can we feel that? If I'm not good for me, let me do good for others. Let's start thinking like that. But never feel, my request, never feel you are worthless. Sorry, you are very worthy. You are very useful. So negative, let's not come. That's why I was saying, reach out, approach. And the last one is I have put fill in the blanks. But I'm sure you know, sometimes we are communicating only over the phone, but I'm not talking to my parents or my family. That's wrong. Or my teachers. The students, you also, please come forward and talk. Whatever happens, this cannot come. Negative. Why? Most of you, in fact, all the students are the future workforce of the nation. How important, how crucial you are for the nation, you please see. So how you can be unimportant, please tell. Okay, guys. One more thing, avoid the traps. Today, traps are very high in the market. Incomplete information is the first trap. Improper opinion, egoistic approach, spreading rumors or fake news. And another one, sometimes we don't excuse ourselves. So we carry baggage of mistakes. Sorry. Says, accept your sorry to yourself. And one more thing, say no when it is no. No to anybody. Actually, if it is no, is no. So away from the energy drainers who keep gossiping or complaining. Please. That's very important. So as I wrap up, let me please tell you, the graph of the life is not straight line. The graph of the life goes with a curve. It's not about everything beautifully. I could have drawn 90-degree slope line. No. The angle is 35, 40, 45, sometimes 60, sometimes 50. It goes back, up and down. That's the beauty of the life. Why? First of all, know yourself. Talk to yourself in the mirror, what I was saying. Know yourself. Mirror is here inside. Not that beautiful mirror which says, hey, mirror, tell me who's most beautiful. That mirror is not required. Build your strengths. Pause. Don't only work. Pause, relax, rejuvenate. Take interim outcomes of your work. And then pat your back, because we wait for others to appreciate. No, pat your back and keep going. If others appreciate, well and good. If they don't, we don't feel bad. So again, I show by action, pat your back. So this is a beautiful graph. in front of you for your life. I'm sure it will be of help to you. As I wrap up, the new normal embarking is complete with this cycle, published not in New Normal, but in 2009 by Trilling and Fader. I really wrote a mail to them. Wonderful research they have done for 21st century teaching and learning. Can we spend 60 seconds on this and talk of the word co-piloting? So co-managing in teaching is now co-piloting. Can you see one more pedal here? Teacher is not alone pedaling the cycle now. The students also have a pedal. They have their own seats, which are as good as teacher's seat, but we are leading. We are holding the handle of the bicycle. They are managing. The balancing action is by their hands also. A torch has come of the real world problem and a basket for the products. And our power is to inspire, guide, facilitate, access, empower. They will be doing a lot of other works of interaction, getting inspiration, doing, learning, solving. With their pedal is 21st century skills. Our pedal remains pedagogy, pedagogical content, and knowledge and skills. So this is learning by doing. The whole, their wheel, the gear is with 21st century skills. So please, this is important. Project ideas, but whatever you say, we are leading. We are important, so are they. So it's beautiful team building is being spoken. This cycle is only because of the two, who two? The teacher and the learner, not only teachers alone or the learners alone. This is what I'd like to say. I draw your attention on the AICT's website, which talks about a lot in aspects of learning assessment also for students. And if you see this diagram, this is from the AICT only, beyond engineering and maths and physics, so for example, again, basics are here. They talk about social aspects, physical aspects, spiritual aspects, integrity aspects, and mental. Can you imagine? This is for, what is it? Student Learning Assessment Project. So can you see this is what AICT is mandating, recommending, and putting forward. I just like this diagram, and I try to induce the same concepts through that. I hope you have got the point which I was trying to say. Thank you all for your patience in listening, in interacting, in participating. Thanks a lot to AICT, particularly Chairman Sir and Colonel Venkat for having me in this show. I really mean it. I'm humbled, I'm delighted, and I'm immensely thankful. I'm reachable at this ID in Gmail or also in the LinkedIn. If we have common connect, we could also meet. The session is still not over. Let's quickly connect, interact, collaborate, and just I request you, come to menti.com. Come to menti.com. Just open another window in the same browser and log into menti.com. As you log in, it will ask for a code. It'll ask you for your name. You may give your name or you may miss your name. It depends upon, you can avoid also because we are a heterogeneous, no problem. I will just put it on the chat and I request, I'm putting to everyone the code. And I've written the code, which is, I'll read it also, 75496885. And the website is menti.com. Kindly come into this collaborative tool. I hope you have seen the chat, menti.com. And the code, it will ask 8-digit code. I will again repeat the code, nothing to worry. Please collaborate on menti.com. Yeah, I will now change the slide view. So I'm stop sharing and I will start sharing again in a minute. I wish you collaborate. The reason is that I'll just demonstrate some ways in which we can participate together as teachers with students or only students. So I'm sure you are going to participate. You are not going to log out right now. Another few minutes before your questions. And as you log in, start asking questions. Let's use the time judiciously. I will come to Menti through WebEx. It will take certain seconds. Kindly have the patience. And let me quickly see the chat. I did see some questions. No question to answer. Great. Okay. So yeah, because we are on different forum, I wish YouTube participants, you also join on menti.com. WebEx and YouTube, kindly come and join. It will be great. I'm seeing some feedback. That's really great to read. And I really thank. And I'm really thankful to our chairman, sir, who has been so kind to write after his second meeting also. Thank you so much, sir. I mean it. Your words are absolutely motivating me and all teachers. I mean it. Thank you. So I wish all of us collaborate. Thank you, sir, really. Very nice of you, sir. It's such an important meeting you finished and you're back with us in this session. Just 5 minutes more, sir. This session will end. And I wish to demonstrate certain kind of questions. So you can read your students' minds. Students can share with freedom to the teachers. And let's collaborate. It's my third invitation for that same. I again share the screen and this time on Menti. I'm sharing. And I hope you are able to see. Give me some seconds. We all are using different technology, different bandwidth, but with this diversity, we are together. So I'm activating the slide. Oh, okay, a moment. We have come to the last, another question. Give me a moment, I'll do. Yeah. Yes, now I'm loading the first question and I will not play right now. I really wish you join. Please come forward. You may not write your name if in case you feel it will be like that. You may not write your name. Yeah. Okay, 1 minute. I'm loading. Meanwhile, let's use this time for questions. Any question you can please put on chat. Please unmute and ask. Yes, one question has come. Should teacher training be in the lines of psychology and adolescent handling be mandated, especially for teachers of YouTube? Yes, it will help. Dr. Kirti, you're asking this question. It will help. It should not, I cannot say it will be mandated, but if you see the NEP 2020, lot things are there. A lot things are there in which you can take help in terms of understanding student psychology, in terms of understanding them, what they need. Sometimes I'm sure many of us who prepare food for our family, be it a lady or a man, whatever we want to cook, we cannot cook. We need to cook what our family members want to eat also. So what happens is that, we need to have them in terms of their choice also. So exactly is sometimes which happens in teaching. So if at all, that's why I was saying you KYS. So in KYS, what happens is that, just a moment to share. Yeah. So in KYS, you know your students first, rather than just directly start teaching to them. Ask them, talk to them. Whatever is there, they will come forward. It may take time, they will come forward. Yeah, so I think 116 people have joined till now in my screen. And I wish more of can join. 132 now, very nice. Menti.com, and the code is 75 49 68 85, all in series. Great. I'm happy with this participation. I really wish others also can join. People on YouTube who are on YouTube, you also please join. It's a very simple game. 3-4 types of questions I have kept just to give you a feel. And teachers, if at all students are also participating, they may win, absolutely fine. I told you they are digital natives, we are digital immigrants. So perfectly fine. Great. I think now the numbers are increasing. I'll wait for some more time and I'll keep answering the question by that time. It's 171 now. Great. So let's have understanding of the students. And for that, even they should understand. One trick I'll tell you, whenever a new batch comes, don't start teaching them after induction program also. Tell about yourself. First period, I always used to bring, as head of the department, I used to bring myself with my team. And one presentation on PowerPoint we used to give of our interests, our strengths, our weaknesses. So they will also be compassionate with us. So let's have the connectivity more rather than being teacher, being student, only meeting for the subject, going back, all. Times have changed. Technology has absolutely changed. There'll be no pre-COVID time coming back, that's for sure. If some of us are thinking that pre-COVID will come, I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. I was narrating, the progressive institutions have already adopted the hybrid model, 80-20, 70-30, highest is 60-40 running in India. Other countries is 50-50 also. Yes, what sir was also mentioning, Chairman sir, that we have issues of digital divide also. It will take time, but every semester we are improving. I remember in one of the talk, Dr. Buddha Chandrasekhar was beautifully mentioning some aspect. He's the CCO of in AICT. that in his US visits, he also saw in the villages of US, the bandwidth was poorer than bandwidth in Indian villages. Can you imagine internet bandwidth? Can we believe? Please see, this is the reality. I have put off my video intentionally because now we are using a heavy, now we are 239. I wish if more can come, great, but numbers are increasing. That's why I'm not starting the game. Another minute. Right. So I will come back to that, this question. So when our country is even better now, if we are making fun of our vaccination drive, please see other developed world also. They are poorer than us. So let's analyze what good we have, and let's be proud. If not proud, at least have pride feeling and walk ahead. Nothing gonna stop us, it's for sure. So I see 250 of us, and taking the point of time, let's start. So it is the first few questions will come as Kaun Banega Crorepati, remembering the living legend, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan. And I roll the first question. It will take few seconds to load on your screens. Yeah, 1 minute. If questions are still there, you can please keep putting on the chat. Yes. We're having the numbers more. Yeah. So are we ready? I think, yes, give me a second. Yeah, question is opening now. Give me a moment. Some questions. Yeah, I think now the question will load. The most important requirement for shaping successful careers in today's time are what? Can you see the question? In my screen, I'm able to see. Yeah, there is a lag, so I will go slow. Yes, 196 have already answered. Great. I think there is some lag. We'll manage. That's perfectly fine. This is technology. Perfectly fine. Many of you have answered. And if I see the result, wonderful. Majority, in fact, nearly all of you are right. Skills, attitude, and knowledge is the right answer, and in which you have been doing great. I must say, I appreciate really. Great. So this game, and now what I'm showing you is a leaderboard. It is optional. If you want, you put. If you don't want in your classes, don't put. Perfectly fine. It will take some seconds. Yeah. Now, I appreciate all of you have written your name also. In fact, I made it optional. So you all are so wonderful. The trust levels are so high, I'll say. Krish has been fastest. Bhakti, Nigam, like the way you have entered your name, I'm reading out. So this tool will give only 10. It could be 1,000 players also. It will give 10. So now see, let's see the second question. And now I think it will come. Some seconds to load, but have patience. And the second question is on your screens. Only 4 multiple choice we will give. Education 4.0 is based on what? What do you think? We discussed this. Is it based on knowledge, AI, innovation, or e-learning? Yeah. So this is an easy question. So I have given 25 seconds. Now you are expert in answering. In fact, majority have already answered. Education 4.0. The time's up. And I'm sure, like me, you also say innovation, majority. Oh, beautiful. Please see, all of you have answered. I mean, all 4 have been chosen. Knowledge is always there. AI is for industry rather than only for education. Innovation is the best answer, which is again resting on AI and e-learning. So I appreciate your thought process. I mean, like, it's not right or wrong. It's about how you were thinking. I can understand. But you recall when we went to the slides, I emphasized on this point also. Never mind. Wonderful. Very good. You are participating. And maybe some of you are playing this game for the first time. That's the beauty of learning. So let's see the third question. The most sought after skill resting on human endeavor which is on us. Is it creativity, machine learning, or problem solving? 25 seconds. Many have answered, lot time to go. Daveshji says creativity. Some of you are also playing on the chat, okay? Human underwear. I hope you have picked up the important point. Human underwear. Last 3 seconds, and the time is up. Wow, many have answered. The answer is yes, creativity. Problem solving is also possible when you are creative, because problem solving requires many options to analyze. That is, the mother is creativity. You recall, I was showing you the slide on World Economic Forum. The top 10 skills, creativity is ranked number 3 in 2020. It was number 10 in 2015. Please see. World Economic Forum. Please take this website and Google. You will enjoy this website. In fact, I've subscribed. I do visit it often. The last multiple choice question is on your screens now. And I wish 25 seconds and you enjoy answering this question. With fast changing times, students' project needs to be what? Based on what? Very, very important for engineering and diploma. How should the projects be today? Choice of our students, real world problem, teachers or guides choice, or whatever is available in school or engineering school, whichever. Yeah, I wish, oh great, in 10 seconds, many have answered. So answer in chat is also ABC coming. Okay, so I'm sure you also agree. Oh my, beautiful. 270 of you, wow, very nice. It's real world problem, absolutely, real world. Let it not be teacher's choice, not what is available. Make things available for real world problem. Great. So this way, you're suppose we are playing and our children may be happy to see the leaderboard. If you want, it is optional, as I'm saying. If you want, you can remove it also. I just am demonstrating, so I've included. So you please see it adds all the questions, and Jennifer was the highest, and Dr. Kiran has won this game with this 3779 score. Great. My clapping to all, because who all played are the winners in my eyes, because participating is half winning. Participating. Now let's see the true false type of question. Is this statement true or false? If you are true, I mean, if you feel it is true, you please put thumbs up. If you feel it is wrong, please thumbs down. If you feel this question is not clear to you, you can put question mark. So SLM is also, actually LM is learning material, right? S is for self-learning material, the very beautiful method of teaching today, or picking up in concepts by students themselves is learning material, which are for self. How beautifully the question mark is decreasing, increasing. I can see it from my screen. Wonderful. So this is a true statement. Majority, in fact, all of you are right. This is the right. Yeah, true, Rajesh, Rupeshji, true. This is a true statement. It makes a learner think, write, and do. So Google, tell your children or your students to Google SLM, self-learning material. Our MOOCs, our Swayam platform is also giving a lot of SLMs. NPTEL is also giving. So please try. These are very good ways to do. Now, may I know, let's make a word cloud. This is the question, a very different one. What are the 2 new concepts or words you picked up in today's session? Any 2. You can write 3 also, but at least write 2. All of you. Words or concepts which you picked up. Let's make some word cloud. And I'll just show you how it will change. Please wait. So creativity is increasing in font size. Innovation is increasing in font size. Why? This is AI-enabled platform, which the more the people write the same word, it can grow in the size. So if at all we are a teacher and I'm writing to in my class, what did you understand? What did you not understand? Both the questions you can ask in this. So your online classes will be more interactive, more attractive, more useful, rather than only teaching and saying, bye-bye, see you tomorrow. It doesn't work that much. So can you see there are some words without my reading glasses, I cannot read also. But still, self-learning material introduced you just seconds before has also been taken. Empathy, creativity, innovation, green attitude, pedagogy, education 4.0. So, you see how many words I can see. Wow, please write. 190 people have already written. So can you see a cloud is being made? That's the power of technology right now. No credit to Pratima, all credit to technology. And to be honest, 2 years back, before pandemic, I learned this tool, for digital tool for interaction through computer science teacher, young teacher who has just finished his MS from US and had come. So this is the beauty. Anand Panduranga, I learned from him. And now I'm quite confident, but it happens, it takes time, and there is no harm. A professor in me learned from an assistant professor in Anand. It's perfectly fine. Or many things, I mean, if at all I have to name, there'll be most of the young teachers, when it comes to technology, who have trained me. It's something like that. Sushmita, Vanishri, Ashwini. I mean, like, these names are just some. Dheeraj, they all are younger to me and they have taught. They are assistant or associate professors. Just see. So this is what. So it's okay. As professor, if I don't know, it's okay. I can always learn. That's the attitude we need to have. And assistant professors are obviously, they are better in technology, so that they will do. Great. And I think many of you have already made 264 entries came. Beautiful cloud is in front of me. Great. I will share with Colonel Venkat also and Chairman Sir. Great. Sometimes it is beautiful to see it on our phone screens. Now, as we wrap up, what is the feedback for you? Be critical, be honest, be trustworthy, and write feedback the way you want to write. What did you mean? Was it value of time, this session from AICT? Please write. And any suggestion, please give it. Feel free. It's a feedback. That's the time. If you want me to be better, please write. Thank you. And this is what I'm using is now moving rectangles. As the rectangles finish in one line, it will keep moving in few seconds. So no names come. See, who's writing, I don't know. Obviously, I can draw an Excel file later. That's a different story. But the class, when the class is reading, no names come. That's the beauty of this program of Mentimeter. This is a subscribed version. Otherwise, free also is available. For few slides, we can also use free. So please, in fact, when I have a session for individual institutions, I take one session on technology and technology tools also. It becomes easier for them for online classes. The biggest challenge which I face is how to make it interesting. And I say there are multiple ways to make an online class interesting. Yes, 132 have already given feedback. This is awesome for you. I mean, like, I appreciate your enthusiasm, zeal. For more than 2 hours, you are here and you are participating with all energy. I appreciate. AICT had kept 3 hours. You have justified the time. Wonderful. Very nice. So, any suggestion for me? Train the trainers. Great. Okay. I am seeing positive only. Any suggestion? If it is there, that I'll be. In fact, I will analyze. I will reflect upon this evening once the session is over. My homework will begin. Great. So, I'll be stopping the sharing and I'll come back. Yes, and here we are. Any questions? If I've missed, let me quickly glance through. If any question, yeah, one I answered already, this one. Anybody can unmute if I've missed a question. You can please unmute and ask also. Please feel free. We all are teachers and students, right? Sometimes students don't respond, especially to our classes. Yes, very true. Sometimes they don't respond. So what to do? Give them time. First, they see, if you do some group activities, your response will be higher. Among 6, only maybe 1 or 2 will talk. It will work. Plagiarism is challenge. Yes, plagiarism is challenge. Make assignments which cannot be plagiarized. So the creativity comes into picture. It will take time for us to drive those questions, but it will be amazing. Why online examinations are so successful? The papers are made like that, right? So it's possible. It will take certain time. It will happen. I was repeatedly mentioning all points which I told. We are working with humans. HOD works with humans, teachers. Institutions are working with humans. We cannot imagine immediate change. And I was thanking Chairman Sir to tell me to attend a UHB course. And I was so lucky. I would have done it myself a little later. But in that UHB course, the core teacher, Umesh Jadhav Sarji, how to appreciate him, I don't know. I feel short of words. That exactly was told that it's okay. The change will happen. It will take some time. It cannot happen like, AI, command machine, and it will give you. Print 100 sheets of paper, it will print. We are not machines. We are humans. All we have our thoughts here. So we need to be more, have patience. That's why EI, that's why values comes into picture. And it works well. I hope you understood what I'm trying to say. So it will take time. But if you are on the right track, you will not feel bad. You will feel happy only. And when you are happy, your family is happy. Life is beautiful. And I mean it, life is beautiful. Beat COVID times, very challenging times. Yes, still we have to make it beautiful because we are into teaching community. We are the torchbearers of the future of the nation's workforce. Can you imagine how truly in the first day of the UHV course we were taught, teachers, especially of higher education, are so important that they are producing tomorrow's teachers, tomorrow's doctors, tomorrow's frontline warriors, tomorrow's engineers, tomorrow's all kinds of defense personnel, tomorrow's business personnel, tomorrow's leaders. So can you imagine how important are we? Even if somebody gives importance to us or not, we should know we are doing a great job. With these words, I have to thank once again AICT Chairman Sir to give me this opportunity and Colonel Venkat to organize it so flawlessly, and your team, which has done a great job in hosting this program. Jenny especially, she was interacting so well all through. Thank you each and every participant for making it till this time. Thank you. Any question you can unmute and ask. I'm very much here. Thank you so much.
Pratima ma'am, thanks a lot. It was an absolute one of the most brilliant sessions that we saw. And from the comments which I am coming, it's not a question that somebody is asking you. Everybody is just thanking you that during this time, you have given such an energetic and emphatic kind of a program.
My pleasure.
And people feel rejuvenated. One of the best comments which I was reading, and I was going through each and every comment, it was that it's one of the most inspiring, interactive, and an energetic session that we have had. Okay. And rest are just about saying thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So that goes to
I'm humbled.
No, ma'am, it's absolutely brilliant, and we only got our honorable chairman, Professor Sahasrabodhe, to thank. That sir has got a unique ability of identifying the right person. Now, just one mail from sir that organized a talk, and see that talk has crossed absolute boundaries, and everybody seems to be thanking AICT. Let me first thank our honorable chairman AICT for a selection and nominating, and you, Pratima ma'am, that you have been simply outstanding.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your
outstanding.
Pratima ji has a strong emotional connect, which she developed with 900 plus. Very rarely people will remain attending the course like this for more than 2 hours. And they were all like a magnetic attraction, were continuously gravitating and continuously answering. I think wonderful. That's
all. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thank you, really. I mean it. Thank you so much. I'm so humbled. Thank you.
On behalf of AICT and on behalf of everybody, I think on all participants, we need to be giving a claps. We need to really be clapping, and thank you, Pratima Khandelwal ma'am. Even though you would be hearing only 2 claps coming to you from myself and the chairman, but let me tell you, each and every participant is also clapping at their end. And
so
one more, ma'am, I need to compliment you. This is one of the very few sessions where I'm reading participants writing, please hold one more session of this nature.
Oh, great. Yes.
People are writing this, and this is not one comment. I'm reading these comments very often. So, ma'am, with due regards to you, in due course of time, we would again be troubling you with the consent of our honorable chairman, sir. But in the meantime, ma'am, it's a sincere and honest thanks to you from each and everybody. In fact, I should tell you, my staff was also attending.
Great.
Most of them are not that fluent in English. But when they were listening to you speaking with your graphics and animation and the way you were presenting, everybody was sitting behind me and just watching the screen.
Oh, great.
So that's called wonders. May I request the chairman, sir, to please just speak a few words regarding the talk which has gone today. And also, sir, it's a thanks from the bottom of the heart that in these times, you were directed, you gave us direction to organize a talk like this. It not only has put an enthusiastic response in the participants, but I believe within us also, sir, even we required these kind of talks. Over to the chairman, sir.
No, I think the Thanksgiving is already over by Colonel Venkat. I would also like to add and say that thank you, Pratima ji. This was just invigorating. I will tell you, infectious. that
Wow.
each one of them who have been
New
there,
energy in me, sir.
it has given huge energy to all the participants. And I've really seen that about 700, 800 people coming in the beginning and remaining, and attending the whole session. This is just marvelous. And the kind of way, the expression, the smiling face, always trying to put in something new into the heart of the people. I can go on. I think I don't want
Great,
to.
sir. Enough, sir. Enough, sir. Really,
you.
thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Wonderful opportunity for me, sir. Thank you. I mean it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you once again. It was an honor, ladies and gentlemen, all those attendees who have continued to log on with us even till now.
Very true.
A sincere thanks to each one of you. AICT expresses their sincerest of gratitude to you for having attended the program. Let me tell you, these are one of those various and many attempts which we at AICT keep doing. In addition to our routine activity, this is just to ensure that in these times, the focus should not shift. The focus should be very clear. Each one of us is singularly focused towards improvement. That improvement can be in your specific field, improvement can be in the environment, improvement can be as such in your mood. And like the chairman sir did mention, a very infectious smile, and the way Pratima ma'am gave a talk today, I think if we just emulate this ability of ma'am, we would be able to make many more people around us vibrant, energetic, and happy in these times. Thank you, sir. With the permission of the chairman AICT, sir, with your permission, we will call the today's day off, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot. And thanks, ma'am, once again. It's an absolute great honor, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. I mean it. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot, ma'am.
Thanks to really each and every participant. I mean it.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Chairman sir, namaste. Thank you so much.
Namaste.